initiated as a planned international effort to eliminate hunger by improving crop performance and increase yields through the introduction of new crops, irrigation, mechanization, pesticides, fertilizers, etc. The Green Revolution continued. The success of the Green Revolution is, however, questionable because although food production increased by more than 1,000% in some places, it didn't have the same results in all settings. Although it helped curb hunger and malnutrition, it did not eliminate famine and led to increased cost of production and negative environmental impact. So we start seeing people being aware of climate change and the effects that it had, and as well as people being conscious of the environment and how all these pesticides and new farming procedures actually had an effect on the environment. Consequently, the technology approach does not guarantee a secure food supply and is oftenly not ecologically sustainable. In addition, it did not address people's lack of resources, nor distribution of economic power or purchasing power. Agricultural technologies. So agriculture technologies advanced in the second half of the 20th century. These developments forever changed the face of agriculture. In 1975, we see the first twin rotor system combine was created by Sperry New Holland, which allowed crops to be cut and separated in one pass over. For corn, it did not only separate the husk and the ears, but shelled the kernels and chopped the stalks. In 1982, scientists at Monsanto Company became the first in the world to genetically modify a plant cell. And within 5 years, they planted their first outdoor trials of a genetically modified crop, tomatoes that were resistant to agriculture herbicides, insects, or viruses. In 1994, we saw the introduction of satellite technology used to advance farming, enabling farmers to see their farms from overhead, allowing for better tracking and better planning. Software and mobile devices in the 2000s started helping farmers yielding better harvests. Mobile devices allowed them to stay connected to their colleagues whilst out in the field and having access to data needed while on the go, including the ability to place orders for seed or fertilizer at any time and at any place. The advent of big data in 2015 also started revolutionizing the agricultural potential. Farmers could now see and use data to help them harness the power of the information that they had for sustainability. An example is the Climate Cooperation Field, a digital platform that brings together data collection, agronomic modeling, and local weather monitoring, which gives farmers a better understanding of their fields. The tools that allow farmers to plan for better harvests and make more environmentally conscious decisions. Agri-tech. So in this era, the agriculture continued to reinvent itself with the increasing challenge of feeding an overgrowing population. So we see that the population is growing. I don't know if people were just getting happy, but the population was actually growing. However, some challenges in the farming communities had to deal with include, amongst others, the declining the declining arable land, pests, diseases, and sometimes drastic weather patterns that were induced by climate change. Issues juxtaposed by agriculture, industrialization, new value chains, and the lack of actionable information, which collectively made the farmer face challenges when it came to occupation. Nevertheless, newer agricultural varieties resistant to certain types of pests, innovations in irrigation technology, and improved communication channels enhanced by advances in information and communication technology, In 2015, the use of mobile phones for information exchange, such as disease surveillance, pest tracking, has become a common practice. Linking knowledge to innovation is also crucial to addressing information and knowledge gaps in the agricultural sector, thereby further accentuating ICT's very important role in bridging information gaps. So now we see the importance of agri-tech, where I would keep on farming on the same land, producing the same crop, but you see a decline in that. So now you actually have the power to actually see what the problem is, evaluate what the weather looks like, predict what your harvest looks like, and how to maximize on that because of the advent of agri-tech and the advent of the cell phone, where you can actually go on Google and learn from there or research information. The next revolution. So evidently, with the dramatic advancement in technology, a tipping point was fast approaching for the dawn of the next revolution. In 2011, the German federal government high-tech strategy introduced the term 4.0, leading into the term 4IR, or the Fourth Industrial Revolution, as the main theme of the WEF's 2016 annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland. So now we get into agriculture in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. So this is a digital era that we're all in. Not only has the role of information and information communication technologies in agriculture grown significantly in the recent times, but we see the increase of deployment of the Internet of Things, enhanced analytics, affordable devices, and innovative applications that are further contributing to the digitization of agriculture. So everybody has access to the phone. Everybody, okay, not everybody, but most people can have access to data for their phones, for them to actually look for information that can help them, etc. This enabled farmers to plan more effectively and more efficiently, with resultant improved crop yields and animal performance, optimization of process inputs, and labor reduction, all of which increase profitability. Digitization also helps improve working conditions for farmers, reduce environmental impacts of agriculture as well. After many years of research in precision agriculture, there are currently many types of sensors for recording agronomically relevant parameters, as well as numerous farm management systems. In addition to 4IR developments in communication technologies, such as cloud computing and the Internet of Things, are emerging with other advancements, such as artificial intelligence, which is your robotic technologies that we've been hearing about, and the big data analysis, which are further driving digital agriculture. So the 4IR innovations. It is believed it is believed that the fourth industrial revolution and the fourth agricultural revolution is already on its way, and that the agriculture industry is about to be disrupted and transformed into a high-tech industry. There are numerous innovators spearheading attempts to tap into the growth opportunities, embedding in improving yield efficiency, increasing supply chain efficiency, decreasing complexity along the farmer's chain. So everything will become simpler, mechanical, digital, and easier for farmers. Although traditional investor companies are only slowly getting involved now, large agrochemical incumbents are already investing heavily in agriculture technology that is referred to as ag tech. In terms of agriculture ecosystems, there are increased evidence of innovators active in 5 major innovation fields that I'm actually going to take you through right now. So in ag tech, there are 5 contributing factors. The first one being rerouting value chains. Numerous players are actually attempting to leapfrog value chain steps via direct to customer delivery, meal kits, food e-commerce, and they like to reduce supply chain inefficiency. So now, like we've never seen before, we see the disruption in the value chain, where a farmer directly sells to their end market instead of going through a buyer's corporation, then a market, then it gets to the consumer. Now there's sort of a direct relationship between a farmer and the end user. We see people coming up with meal kits that they make up and deliver to people. So that's the rerouting of value chain that we're looking at. Number two, crop efficiency technology. So examples are startups and cross-industry innovators that offer drones, robots, big data, and sharing platforms, as well as irrigation, soil, and crop technologies in order to increase effective yield. Three is the biochemical and bioenergy. Pursuing the reduction of the ecological footprint, innovators are developing biologically produced agrochemicals and biomaterials, as well as bioenergy. Number four is food technology and artificial meat. Companies are developing plant-based meat and eggs to harness a sustainable protein in quotes, to encounter the notion of 8 kilograms of grain to produce 1 kilogram of meat. So I think the biggest example here is with your cows, compared to your pork or your chickens. It takes a lot and hurts the environment the most to raise a cow. The grain that it eats, and the water that it drinks per cow in a day already is a lot just to produce 1 kilogram of meat. So, so now food technology is actually coming up with ways in which we can make this better and efficient in terms of beef and red meat production, in order to actually sustain that protein need for a proper balanced diet. Number five, contained and vertical farming. Newcomer innovations showing potential, such as smart greenhouses and contained farming. So where your land wouldn't be viable for certain crops or certain growth or certain quality of yield, now we see the coming of greenhouses, where you actually put out the most perfect conditions for your crop to grow, and they grow effectively, and you get a better yield rather than if you had used your land naturally or organically. Innovation. The fourth industrial revolution is particularly noticeable in countries, these are your first world countries such as the US, Israel, China, and India, that are pushing innovation boundaries. It is believed that the investment focus will transition from mature food e-commerce sector to a more diversified portfolio of innovation fields and targeted value zones. Another country worth mentioning in terms of agricultural innovation and embracing technology in agriculture is the Netherlands, who amidst having little arable land compared to most other developed countries, is the second largest exporter in the world after the USA. So this is also learning to effectively use the small land that you've got and maximize it for full production and maximum production. Precision agriculture. So I'm just going to explain to you and go through it, what precision agriculture entails. Further building on the notion of precision agriculture, ag tech holds a significant promise to make the farms of the future more productive, efficient, with the advent, especially in the following 7 categories. Number one, farm management software. Number two, precision agriculture and predictive data analytics. Number three, sensors that help farmers to collect data and to monitor crop health, weather, and soil quality. Number four, animal data. This is software and hardware specifically aimed at better understanding livestock from breeding patterns and genomics. Number five, robotic and drones. Number six, smart irrigation. So this is also trying to, I think this is also trying to pull out waste management when it comes to water management with regards to irrigation. Number 7, next gen farms, where technology is used to provide alternative farming methods to enable farmers in locations and settings that previously couldn't support traditional farming. And marketplaces, which are in brackets technological platforms that connect farmers directly to suppliers or to their consumers without the middleman. So, like I said, what precision agriculture is it's eliminating the middleman. By that, it means that cost of the middleman is eliminated as well, and it makes the produce from the farmer cheaper for the consumer to buy. We're going to explore firms like Gartner. So with AgTech growing prominence, a useful consideration is the expectations of these technologies impact on agriculture and how it evolves. One representation for expectations is the Gartner hype cycle for emerging technologies developed by IT research and advisory firms. So Gartner, the cycle follows the pattern of the people's expectations when they are introduced to a new technology, which is a new technology is introduced, demanding significant hype, and the hype goes beyond the technology's current capabilities. People are disillusioned until the tech climbs out of through and demonstrates its usefulness. While expectations rise and decline and rise again, the technology is building momentum on the background, according to Moore's law, implying that technological innovation increases exponentially over time. As far as AgTech is concerned, it is considered still in the hype stage and mostly hasn't delivered on its technological promise as yet. So basically, this takes us through the processes of introduction of technology where it's hyped up. Everybody has been talking about the 4IR. We talk about it, the hype dies down, more research goes into it. The hype starts again, and then we get to the implementation stage. So according to Gartner, we're actually in the hype stage. We haven't started really implementing it fully, but we are at a point where we are still hyping it, getting to know it, and how it will effectively help the agricultural sector. So growing the future, there's a noticeable enthusiasm with numerous technologies, however, only at the first iterations. Although real adoption still is to come, it is envisaged that once it does, it will be transformational. Until such time, AgTech will continue to attract attention driven by macro drivers, that is consumer trends, environmental and resource challenges, and increasing populations as well, demanding technological advancement of agriculture. Although the oldest industry in the world still has some way to go to catch up with other industries, it is inevitable that AgTech adoption will thrive in the 4IR as the global demand for agriculture products is rising, whilst simultaneously consumers, retailers, and participants in the value chains are actually increasing their demands, their taste, and everything as far as product quality and transparency of production is concerned. And in conclusion, developing and transferring technology alone will not tackle yield gaps or reduce wastage or post-harvest losses. An enabling investment environment should also be established. Farmers are likely to adopt technologies only if there are sound incentives to do so. This calls for a well-functioning input and output markets, improved infrastructure, and better finance and risk management tools. The challenge posed by current and future global food supplies will nevertheless continue to thrust agriculture towards technological innovations. But at the same time, new technological developments also create new questions. Not everything that is technological feasible will become a reality. Hence, the importance to assess it in the context of social, economic, and political developments around the globe is essential. Thank you. So if you have any questions, please, I'm I'm happy to answer them if you've got any questions.
No, your presentation was very good. I would like to thank you, Nicolatte, for your time. And, I think as for me, I've got no question, but definitely some of our audiences, they do have.
Okay, perfect.
So if there is anyone with a question, maybe anyone who would like to comment, because from what I'm seeing, we also have another delegate from Ethiopia. Should be Ethiopia. Yasmin, you know. And then so what happens is we come from different countries. So the engagement and the implementation of the 4IR is also different. So we would like to hear from other countries, how are they doing it? How fast is the technology? Yeah, something like that. So that we can be able, to conclude the presentation. Hi, Yasmin.
Hi. Hi,
How are you?
everyone. Good, Alhamdulillah. Everything is good.
Thank you.
And how are you all? I just saw the presentation and it is like perfect. It's perfect presentation. Thank you very much. And
That's good.
I'm Yasmin, as you say, from Ethiopia. And I am the agriculture agenda country director for the agriculture agenda in Ethiopia, and I am seeing how much the agriculture have gone so far beyond our Africa continent, because we really need to work so hard on this, because what I have seen in this um, technology is most of us in Africa, um, we have a traditional way of farming activities, while the other world have gone far so much, and we really need to work towards this. And um, I am I am on the way working on this agriculture sector with the government of Ethiopia, and also within agriculture sector. And also, I would love to join this training, and um, I would love to just know more about this thing, because I want to bring this technology into this country, and to make it more facilitated. And also, I have seen so much gap in the sector. So we on this magazine, it is a magazine which is called African Agriculture Agenda. It is a magazine which is going to be sold all around the world, and it has almost from different countries. We have our own. We have country directors, and also from Africa, from USA, from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, and we want all of them to know about this thing. And I really hope to give the training for the country directors, and also to facilitate this, and how to bring this technology towards Africa, and how to motivate Africans to do these technologies by ourselves, without intervening any other middleman. Africans for Africans, because Africa, it is hoped to be a food basket for the world, and we hope we do have the resources, we do have everything, while the others have been gone so far. And we really need to connect the agriculture sector, the free trade, and everything. We need this concept to be initiated into everyone's mind. And I am really impressed by this presentation. Thank you very much. And I really recommend for the others, and hopefully we'll work together. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yasmin. And then there is Pumujo Mandinda. We haven't heard anything from you, and then I think everyone would like to know you. I think you can also introduce yourself and also comment if you have got a comment, or if you have got a question that you'd like to ask. The speaker is still available. You can also do that.
Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mandinda Pumudzo. I studied Bachelor of Science in Agriculture at the University of Venda. This was a very nice, well-structured presentation. I don't have any questions, so thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mandinda. And then I think there is, let me just check, Petani. Petani, we haven't hit anything from Petani. By the time that I tried to speak to Petani, the mic wasn't working properly. So, hi Petani, my name is Brighton Klanga, and then I'm from Alliance Training and Conferencing. I think everyone has introduced themselves, and then we would like to know you. Where are you coming from, and what are you currently doing? What is your profession in agriculture, and so on. So I think you can now introduce yourself. Hi, Petani. Unfortunately, I don't know what is happening. But anyway, thank you so much, Nicolatte. Thank you so much for a strong presentation. I think hi, Petani. Hi, Petani. Can you hear me? Unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe the signal is bad, or I don't know what is happening. Thank you so much, Nicolatte, for your time. I think you need to share with the audience your contact details. How are they going to find you in future? Should they require your services? I think you can.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure sharing this presentation with you. And for people to get in touch with me, firstly, the most effective, I think, is social media, especially my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn username is Nicolatte Matuku. So it's I'm going to type it out actually, Nicola. Latte Matuku on LinkedIn, and it's on Facebook again. It's Nicolatte Matuku, and then on Instagram it's Nikki_Matuku, and I'm gonna type it also in the chat box for people to get in touch. Should they want to get to know more of what I do, or how I can help them, or how to get involved in the projects that I mentioned earlier that I work in. I'm happy to work with you guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Nicolatte. You can share the context details so that everyone can get hold of you. And then I think we are ready to move to the second speaker of the day. So as for now, we are going to go for a short break, and then we will be back. Let me just show you some of them. I think they don't have them. What do you call this? The program. I don't know how, because I just had someone sending me a WhatsApp saying that I don't have a program. I'm struggling to to understand how is the breakdown is going to be. So I think I'm going to share it on the screen, and then yeah, we can take it from there. So for now, I think we can go for a short break, and then the second speaker will join us at 10:50. Thank you so much.